Friday and we've been popping premiums all week, and the week does fly when the theta is rolling in. We had another great day despite the lack of excitement intraday, so let's look at the setups and see what's rolling for Friday. So again, we had another great day despite the lack of excitement, and again we're going to be looking at the S&P swing trade that's flipped from bearish to bullish. We're going to be looking at crude, Russell, Bitcoin as we go into the weekends. We're also going to look at yesterday's premium poppers, and first time user, I just want to give you a little shout out and say well done. So the overnight tape, again we can see that again we did again on the futures. The day was actually bigger than what it was. So on the cash indexes, we had quite a narrow range in the active session, which we'll see in a moment. But most of the move was done on the overnight sessions, as we can see on the stock indexes. Gold is popping from the range low to the range high, pushing down to the middle. We'll probably get to the range low, so we're clearly grinding that range. I've not actually traded this, despite doing some analysis on this. I've not had an opportunity to get on board just because I wasn't around at the time where the setups were available. Crude oil, again, just keeps pushing and pushing high. We might have another opportunity to climb on board again. And Bitcoin, we've done a little bit of a U-turn on the initial breakout trade that we assessed earlier on in the week. So S&P, first looking at the more details, again, we've got a brand new tag and turn setup on the swings. We've got a great quality score on this. And we've also got our V entry, the price action entry is also confirmed, so we get a little bit of a boost on the scoring this. Now we did see something similar to this setup, or the live setup, all the way back on the 17th. So what we could see, because there's no news, there's no excitement, we may just see price meander again for the rest of the day as we go into the weekends again. The week is mostly bearish, mostly neutral, not so much excitement. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, so we'd have to have some unexpected news item or a tweet or something to rock this party or rock the boats and cause the markets to have a little bit of a party. So again, we have flipped from bearish on the down move back to bullish very, very quickly. And again, we can expect price to potentially pop all the way back up to about 75.60. Again, the software works all of this out. I think a sensible place is the big psychological round number at 7,500. It's just going to be a little bit of a gap fill. And to be fair, by time it gets there, that target might just come down again. These auto updates on the charts for us anyway, so we don't have to think too much about it. But that's what I think, where we'll get to and what will happen for the moment. Russell actually remains bearish. Again, we had the bearish tag and turn. We're right at the low end of that larger range on the daily chart. We can see that marked off again on the 30-minute chart. So we may just see price just dip low. So we've got a little bit of conflict between Russell and the S&P. That's not usually a bad thing. Again, what we have seen is what we have seen a lot this year and last year is the markets just independently might go opposite to each other for 2 or 3 days, or Russell might just pause here, S&P might go up. So when S&P goes down, Russell just participates in the down move, but just not the up move. So we've seen that a lot recently between all the indexes, with the Nasdaq, the S&P, the Dow, and obviously Russell. For the moment, the bear trade is the swing is swinging, and we might have about an hour where we could see a bullish setup develop in the morning. Otherwise, that new setup opportunity might just go out the window. Crude oil is dipping in the overnight trading activity. Again, that just slightly blue shaded areas to pre-market trading. We're coming back to the rising VWAP here, so I've anchored this off. So originally I anchored it off back here, handed it off to there, handed it off to there. So all these little touch points are the handoff. So rather than have 10 different lines, I've just taken the most recent handoff point on this VWAP. So that's why it's anchored to there. That was the last handoff point. So we could see price just pull back another 50 or so cents, and then we start to see that resumption of the uptrend. For the moment, it's looking like, again, if you just look at the daily charts, for the moment it is looking like this could just be a narrow range day or an inside day. A little bit of profit taken for the end of the week. We're just catching that downward sloping trend line on the daily charts here. So just a little bit of a stall point And again, I think, again, dip in the context of an uptrend, so it's looking for a new buying opportunity. Bitcoin, I've had to reevaluate. We commented on the breakout earlier in the week. We assessed the possibility of the breakout fail. I think it's fair to say the breakout's failed. I've locked in the updated range here. We commented on the breakout failure. 65,500 was the kind of the tripping point for, you know, the break back in. That's actually happened, one of our 6 money making patterns, and looking for price to very simply move from the range high to the range low, about 63,500. So just a small trading opportunity for the moment, and it's already on its way down to that level, which is great to see. So the premium poppers yesterday delivered for me just a small trade, $55 in the bank. It could have been a bit more if my second trade had the opportunity to lock in. We'll look at that in a moment. I missed out just on the bullseye. We had that rally literally with 5-10 minutes before the close, so I just missed my bullseye in the profit tent. But nonetheless, it's a guaranteed profit day, so I can't complain a great deal. Looking at the day itself, it was a bear breakout here. Again, the horizontal lines here just mark off where my short strikes were, so you've got a little bit of a visual cue. We'll look at the profit and loss curve in just a moment. So the initial breakout trade was here. I actually took a second trade later on down here just to try and pin at what could be an average day's move. And it was looking great, literally right up to that last 10 minutes of the day. I just missed out on locking in profit on that second trade. No big deal, because if that hadn't have locked it in, there was still a profit for the day, $55 anyway, so it was a no-lose situation. It was just going to be a case of how much money is going to be made. So let's just take a look at that. I had lots of pending orders and trades, as you can see here. And again, just waiting for the... again, at the time of the screenshots here, again, we had $55 locked in. So if we were inside or either side of that first profit tent, $55. If the second trade, again, I just missed out, so we didn't quite push past the short strike for any significant length of time on the second trade. So just waiting for that trade to be able to lock some profit in. Another kind of factor for me is that I was, again, all this week I've been doing a workshop, I've been doing training calls and stuff like that, so I've not had a great deal of time to just make any fine-tuning adjustments on the day. So again, that's my own fault more than anything, but again, the way I think about this, it's a guaranteed profit, so what's the worst that could happen? It's only upside, it's only gravy from here onwards. The community is also racking up the profits, which is awesome. So it's not just me saying this is a good system, it's the community, the premium poppers, the VWAP plays, the tag and turn trades, the credit spreads, the setups are all landing. Yesterday, 10 wins across the board, between 50 and 70% returns on the capital that we've got, or 50 to 70% of max profits. So again, great trades on both SPX and Russell. Here's the proof, here's all the screenshots, here's all the lovely communities: Josh, Bill, Chris, James, Don. I think James, I got you twice there. Doesn't matter, you're always posting the great results, so great work everyone. If I've not mentioned your name, it's nothing personal, unless it is, in which case you'll never know. And just a quick call out for Josh, one of our brand new students. Well done. The system's delivered a result for you for the first time. We talked through it together live at the time, and you've banked your first win following the process letter. So very well done to Josh to get one on the scoreboard. So that's all for me today. Again, a very quick one. We're just going to be following the process. As always, less brain equals more gain. I am not smarter than the system. I've got rules for a reason. It's mostly a mechanical opportunity, so just follow the process and your trades will be smoother than a cashmere codpiece. Until next time, bye for now.